Hey, hi guys, welcome back. We are super excited for this week's podcast. We're all thankfully here this week. I know we had some issues on my end the past couple weeks, but we are super excited to have the gang back together. And I guess we're going to start off kind of with a recap of the last two series.
She's lying. She just didn't want to be here with us.
Nope.
Yeah, sorry,
She
guys.
was somewhere else in the world and had no idea that we were even trying.
Yep.
Sorry.
All right. So let's start off with Zach. Why don't you give us a recap of the Rockies?
Well, that was a little bit of a rocky series for a game, but we got the sweep, swept them, and I thought the pitching was very very well in those couple games. Let a little bit loose at the end of the one, but they found a way to get it all back together and really, you know, make it a solid series. I don't remember much about the hitting; it was so long ago now. But the pitching really stood out to me. But other than that
I re-
bullpen for that one game,
Mm-hmm.
I remember us complaining about the bats still struggling around this point
Yeah.
because we were playing close games versus the Rockies, and it was
yeah,
like,
you're
why are we
right.
playing close games versus the Rockies?
hmm
I mean, every time, basically throughout this whole podcast, we're probably going to be talking about how well the pitching has been. So,
Yeah,
because it's been amazing. Um, let's just go to the White Sox because it's more recent in my brain.
yeah. I
So
mean that Rocky series was, you know, it
we
was
literally
okay, but we
recorded
built off of
game
it.
one of the Rocky series.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of went through it the first game, but I think that was a good series that we built off of for the success we're having right now and can continue to have. So I think that was a good starter series in general for us. I think that's all it really needs to be said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and go ahead, Madison.
I was gonna say the only bad thing that I could think of remembering was that it was our first City Connect loss. Kind of hurt a little bit, but
I cried.
clearly we fixed that last Friday, so
hmm
fine.
If we're gonna be in reality, we've had 3 City Connect losses because every time I wore my City Connect
Oh yeah,
stuff, we've had to reschedule the podcast.
true, true.
So I don't know if I should wear it anymore, but
I
Maybe
think
you
we're.
should just
uh,
hang that one up.
I was just gonna get two for next game because I'm going on Friday.
They're growing on me. I mean, I would,
I
or
feel like
something
I
at
like.
least of that.
yeah, might get
I got the. I got a March jersey coming.
sweet.
Um, gonna wear it probably every day. And then all right, so the White Sox series, we actually the bats came alive
hmm
finally, and it hasn't slowed down since. It feels like.
Yep.
Um, what do you guys think?
Yeah. Another thing I mentioned about was just Wheeler, obviously throwing his almost, almost
I
no
was
hit,
there. I was
almost.
there.
Yeah.
Well, back to back almost no hitters. Yep.
hmm
Yep.
That's why I was But so Friday game we won 7-0. Turnbull went nuts and just dominated. Like that was really really good pitching performance. I thought,
Yeah.
but I was so scared because we scored 7 runs. I was like, I'm going tomorrow, and are they gonna like? I hope I don't go to that game where they just kind of run out of runs for a game. But it was the second game was awesome. I mean, I kind of make it a point to go to Wheeler starts. Like I don't want to go spend the money on games unless it's Wheeler or Nola. And I haven't seen Ranger in person, but that's next on my list. I want to see him pitch in person. But to watch that for 8 innings, I mean, no one in the stands, like in my section, was even thinking about what I was thinking about, or they didn't say it at least. Like we're like, this is a good game. How you doing, guys? You need another beer? Like that kind of thing. But no one was even like he didn't throw. No one got on base yet for a hit. He walked two or whatever it was. But everyone was kind of quiet about it. And when that ball went through right by Bryce, everybody like the whole stadium was like, oh, like you felt like you made that play wrong because he
Yeah.
could have made
That.
that play. I thought it was a play. I mean, in real time, I don't know how it looked on TV, but in real time, watching the game, reacting to it, it looked like it's a play that he would have made, especially this year with how good he has been playing.
Yeah. It wasn't anything crazy that he couldn't have handled, in my opinion. He's done.
Mm-hmm.
He's done here. So
Yeah.
That one definitely felt it.
But I mean, that game was wild though. So towards the end of the game, it was like it got to the ninth inning, and it was well out of hand. And I was like, all right, well, we can probably watch from like the concourse area. We don't have to sit in our seats anymore. Let's just watch the rest of the game. If they score a run or two, whatever, we watch Wheeler throw a gem, kind of thing. And we were sitting there, and we were watching it, and I'm just like, oh, what's going on right now? And then I turned to my girlfriend, and I was like, well, Alvarado's coming in, so I think we're all right. And we started walking a little bit down towards the exit a little bit. I'm still watching. She's like trying to like pull me along, and I'm just still like moseying around trying to watch the pitch. And then one pitch, I was like, all right, we're good, let's go. But that was cool to go to see that happen. And then we walked in right as Marsh hit the home run ball in the early on, and that was kind of like, all right, we didn't miss anything, because I got there a little later than I wanted to, but
Yep.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's been the team finally putting everything all together. Um, Even all the way down to the ninth spot in the lineup. But everybody is playing well.
mm,
uh,
including Nick.
including
Including who?
including Christian
Nick
Pache, who had that
Castellanos.
walk off in the Rock series.
Can't even say it.
Uh,
Mm-mm.
no, no. All
We
right.
can
Well,
sound it out
I
for
did.
you. Johan
Yo.
Rojas.
So
Johan.
he's
You
good
can just
at
call him
running.
Ro. Yeah, very.
We'll see.
He's he's good at running. He can hit the ball sometimes.
All right, that's
Lately,
a start.
That's a good start. That's a
Uh,
good start. We're
that took.
I'm working on it.
baby steps.
Yeah.
Nick still has to see it for a full season. So if anybody
Uh,
is listening to this or watching this and thinks that he's just the Rojas hater, he's coming along. Don't worry. We all were there.
We all were
but
there.
I'm also very committed to what I say, so I need to stand by it for the rest of the year. That I said that I'm not going to cheer for him, so I feel like I'm literally sitting there, and it's like, oh, okay, so there's two guys on base, so we need to score here, but Rojas is up. I'm kind of just going, do I really want to score right now, or could we just wait? Because
Do we have an out to
so
waste? All right, we do.
that's been my problem. It's like, oh, we could get runs later. We don't need him to hit. Like, we'll be all right. um, yeah. So, want to talk about Trey?
Yeah, our MVP, right?
I would
He's
say
looking
so,
like it.
right?
I
Yeah.
mean, what's he 340 right now? Batting 340. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of home runs, but he had like I forget the exact game. I think it was like a 6 game hit streak for extra bases or something like that, and he continued his hit streak tonight. But he's
Yeah,
been
he's
really looking solid.
11. Hitting his hitting streak is at 11 games.
Something like
That sounds
that. I
right.
think. I think so.
It's 11 tonight.
11 sounds right.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure this is the guy that we all expected to have last year in April. Um, and I think it's just more of like a relaxed swing. He's not trying to do too much.
Mm-hmm.
I think going into last year, he was still in that World Baseball Classic mindset of I have to hit home runs for people to
Mm-hmm.
like me, and I think it really messed him up going into the new season. But this is the Trea Turner that you pay money for. Even his glove has been better lately. Like everything, that's the guy that the Phillies wanted. That's the guy I wanted. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we
it's
talked
Like,
about this earlier too. When his glove works and his bat works, they both work. If one's off, the other one's off, and it doesn't look good.
when Trea Turner is playing at his best, I will go and say that he's the best player on this team. That's over Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
When he's playing at his best.
He's one of the best players in baseball. He's one of the best players in the
Yeah,
world
because
when he's
yeah,
doing his thing.
he's that good. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
it's like we're sitting here and we're watching him hit over 340, and we're kind of just going, well, that's what we expected. But
Right. We expect the
it's
batting
just,
title and that kind of stuff to come with him, and that's what it's looking
yeah,
like right now, at least early.
And it's
Yeah.
even just good to see it early because that means he's not going to lose that confidence later down the line. He'll know that he can do it instead of going into the year like, wow, I'm worse than Johan Rojas. Like, there's certain things that, that comes with Trea Turner, and it's definitely being able to be one of the best all around players. So,
Yeah. I really
I
like the way he's swinging the bat, though. I mean, that they talk about it all the time on sports shows of how flat his bat is. Like it's like a level, and it goes through the zone. And if he hits the ball, it has chances to do weird things and go whatever way it's supposed to. Kind of, that's how I look at it when you're in the box and you're hitting the ball. If you square it up and your bat's level, that ball's going to go wherever it was supposed to, whether it's the seats or to the wall.
and I mean, Trea Turner wasn't brought on this team to hit home runs. There's guys on this team that are on the team to do that. So he was there to get on base, and he's doing it. So I I know originally we all changed our predictions in like the first podcast when we talked about who was going to be the MVP of this team, but we all originally had Trea Turner down. I'm pretty sure.
No,
So I
not
think
me.
no, you
Not
didn't.
me.
I did.
Nope. I'm still
Okay.
going with Wheeler, man.
You're going with Johan Rojas.
No, no, no. I'm going Wheeler all the way.
Well, he's not even the best pitcher on his own team,
Well, come on.
which we'll get to in a bit. Um,
All right, we're gonna debate that later.
yeah.
We can't do that tonight.
We haven't. I'm not going to debate about anybody in the pitching staff except maybe Nola being way overpaid for a fifth starter. Anyway,
But like,
um,
all right, hold on, Larry, hold on. He's not getting paid ace money. You pay an ace $40 million a year. You are
Yeah.
paying
yeah,
for a player who is going in there and doing his job. And look at his ERA. What is it? Just over 3. That's where it should be.
it's the worst on the team.
All
Yeah.
right, yeah, I get that. But look at this. We're going to send Spencer Turnbull back to the bullpen in a couple days, and then it
Hope
won't be the
not.
worst in in
And
the
then
year in
Hope
the
not.
starters anymore. You hope not, but that's more likely going to happen than not. And my whole thing with Nola is he gives up. Yeah, he gives up a home run, but then he settles in. He throws 5, 6 straight innings where you're like, this is boring. Like he's just throwing strikes and everybody's missing it. And then he gives up another run. Oh my God, it's 3 runs, but we're losing 3-0. Our offense does not give him run support, just like they haven't given run support to Wheeler.
Yeah. Wheeler finally got a win.
I just wanted to see you get going a little bit, so I had to
That's it. That's all you
trigger
get
it.
tonight. That's all
Yep.
you get tonight.
All right, we'll come back to it. I'll make more happen. I'm going to criticize Nola the whole year, so don't worry.
We have a long season, boys and
Yeah.
girls.
I'm jumping around, guys, if that's okay. So before Bryce decided to, give birth to a baby, um, I would say he was about to get hot really soon because at least it looked like it. He was starting to make better contact and things of
Yeah.
that nature. Hopefully, after he gets the baby out of him, he'll be able to play
Out of
better
him.
baseball. Yeah, out
Yeah,
of him.
I'm sure
Yeah.
he's dealing with so much pain right
Yeah.
now. Probably the
Yes.
worst day of his life.
Yes. That's what I think. So, what do you think,
Although
Zach?
Cody Clemens probably eased that up a little bit today, but we'll get there.
And it's only for 3
Um,
games.
right,
Yeah.
right. But I
They
mean,
still
Bryce
beat them.
Harper. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but Bryce Harper, I really don't care what the statistics are early on in the season. This is the first time we've seen him playing in April, to start the season in a while. So I'm okay with this. The spring training was very very light for him. I feel like he didn't really kind of get to the same level as some other guys in competition mode at least, and now it's starting to come back. Um, I mean, he's just missing some balls. I mean, it's that simple. He's on every pitch. He's seeing everything out of every pitcher's hand. I mean, unless there are some crazy swings that everybody has, but I think he is really getting back on track. And I think once he comes back, he'll be right back to where we need him to be. And if everybody else is hitting the lineup like they are, that's very, very potent.
It seems like everyone's hitting except Nick Castellanos, which I
And
don't want to
well,
bring up, but I will.
Stott's been struggling a little
Stott
bit
has
too,
really
but
struggled,
they've both
and
been very
Cassie.
spotty.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Stott to get a hit just to feel like it's happening. I don't.
You know, it makes
Molly,
me
get
sad.
down. Sorry, Molly. No, no, no.
Jump. Get him.
Molly.
She's, yeah, she's good now. Yeah. Okay.
She was ready to jump.
All right. Yeah, she's gonna kill me. All right. This podcast has a lot of editing to it. I'm not happy.
Oh boy.
So Zach, do you think Rojas deserves to be the starting center field?
Um, I would say as of right now, yes. Like I said before, I didn't think so because the bat was not there. Now it looks like it's starting to come around a little bit. I don't know. I heard he was working with Trea Turner a lot to kind of get that swing down. It looks like it's translating for both. So if this continues, yes, and I would say yes as of now. Um, I think he deserves it at this point. He took it on the chin. He had a horrible start to the season. I mean, very very terrible. Let's face it. And he's surprised me. I mean, I shaved my beard, and it's I might just keep shaving it. Probably have to anyway, but um, I think that's a positive start to the season for him, even though the first couple games that he started were not. So I'd give it to him. I think I'm on that train right now, especially if he keeps up what he's doing.
Yeah. Shaved beers started.
It really all started with a shaved beard, which is
Like
rather
did.
annoying. But
How
Started.
funny is that? The world
Yeah.
may never know.
Yeah. He needed that. He needed that little start.
what do you think, Madison?
Yeah, I mean, clearly he's killing it in center. In the field, there's no issue. That's starting to get alive. Looks good to me. I think that game ending hit definitely boosted him a little bit. Um, I think he looks great. I can't even lie. I don't I don't mind him staying in center, staying starting. Doesn't bother me the way he's.
So we talked about this last podcast, I believe, when you weren't here, but Zach was, and
Yeah,
we talked about how we're debating over two bench players. I mean, these aren't starters in any other team. So
yeah.
if we're really trying, I think you probably just play whoever has the hot hand. So right
Hmm.
now, that looks like it's Rojas,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. So, um,
I guess my thoughts are why take him out if he's looking
well,
good.
yeah,
Keep him in.
And I think we kind of talked about this before, like the bench player things. Like he should be kind of like an Edmundo Sosa in the outfield. Great
Hmm.
defender, and he can come through in spots where you don't expect him to. And I think that's kind of what he's doing right now. Like he walks up to the plate, and we're like, all right, like we can go. I need a water. Or I need something to eat. You can walk away, and you walk back, and you're like, wait, he just hit the ball. So I think that's kind of like the argument that I have in my head. Like he's not your traditional everyday center fielder because most of them can hit consistently. He's started to over the last course of a week, so we'll see if that continues. But if we can get the kind of production that we do out of Edmundo Sosa when he comes into the lineup every now and then, what's it like 5 home runs a year and 20 plus RBIs. I mean, obviously that RBI needs to be higher than that to stay in the lineup. But if he's batting anywhere from 240 to 260, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead, Nick, rip them apart.
Let's hear it.
I can't rip him apart because he's playing
I
so
know,
well.
I
Yeah.
know. That's why I said it.
Um, I want to, but he's also played. He's also only been good versus the Rockies, the White Sox, and he had a good game
Right.
today versus the Reds.
Mhm.
If that continues going into some more difficult games, then maybe I can sit here and I can. Cat just jumped off the thing. All right. Anyway, maybe
She's aiming for you.
maybe if he's doing this against better teams, and he's maybe even the Padres, I feel like that's just a little bit of improvement. So if he goes into the Padres series and he's still swinging the bat well, I mean, then maybe he's actually starting to make a case for himself. But right now, I mean, the Rockies pitching staff was literally a AAA team.
Yeah.
There was not one real starter on there. I mean, they pinch ran their pitcher, so and
Like,
then
so
That was a lie.
bizarre.
and
We
then
talked about that.
and then the White Sox. I mean, they're not a good baseball team either. So until I see consistency versus good teams, maybe just maybe I'll start talking good about
So
them.
let's look at this, Nick. Though, so Johan
Okay.
Rojas is batting 263 right now. That's better than
Mm-hmm.
Bryson Stott, JT Realmuto, Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, and Kyle Schwarber. That's half your lineup right there. That's a whole season's worth of work. I mean, I get he hasn't been in there every single day. Yeah, he's had
What's
some
Kyle
days
Schwarber's
off.
RBIs next to Johan Rojas's?
And you're absolutely right. But what I'm talking about is
What's
just average,
the
12 RBIs to 2. So yes, I get that. But look at. I mean, even Castellanos is 7, and I don't even know how he's that
he
low in
golfs and
average,
he has
but that
7.
yeah.
So
So the problem with Johan Rojas is he's not hitting the ball at the outfield consistently.
yeah,
Is that
Yeah.
fair? So if
yeah.
he hits the
He's
ball at
like
the outfield
a poor
consistently, we're
man's
fine.
Juan Pierre. I don't
Yeah.
even know if you guys know who Juan Pierre is,
Oh, I know who
but
Juan Pierre is, buddy.
he's a poor man's Juan Pierre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
I
it.
used to love Juan Pierre. Juan Pierre was
So
a
did I.
gem. Awesome man. Good at baseball. But I mean, he's still hitting better than half your team average wise.
Yeah, but that's because Schwarber's not going to hit for average anyways, except
Well, yeah,
my
that's a unicorn.
bold prediction that died rather quickly. And then Casty's not going to get hot until like 3 months from now. And then Stott doesn't look, he looks lost at the plate, but you know he's going to hit better than him at some point. And we know that Bryce is going to end up hitting probably like 270 with like 30 home runs.
Yeah.
And the RBIs is where it's going to matter to me. If I'm just going to have this guy come up after Stott and Casty and all these guys bat, they're more than likely going to be on base, and he's not going to be able to drive them in.
And that's where I think, like, right now, his game, with the consistency he's had over the past week against the Rockies and the White Sox, and tonight again, I think that can translate later in the season with confidence, people on base, where he's not thinking, oh crap, like a deer in headlights kind of thing, like I have to do something right now. I think later in the year he'll kind of realize his role more and just put the bat on the ball, because sometimes look at the other night. I mean, Bryce Harper got caught in a pickle, and Trea Turner ended up stealing home for his 40 for 40, which that's an accomplishment in its own, which we could probably get to.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah, but that's also two guys with really high baseball IQs. Johan Rojas hasn't showed me that he has a high baseball
Right, he'll
IQ.
probably get thrown out in that pickle.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, just put the ball in play. If you hit it hard, he doesn't get hard contact, and that's the problem. And he's starting to now. So that's the biggest thing. If he can continue to get the hard contact, the ball's going to drop in the outfield. It'll split the gaps just like it did tonight.
And the speed is the advantage for that. But he also has to, I don't know. I want to see him also be able to drive in runs and not just, I don't know. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I can go on about, but I don't want to criticize him too much right now because he's playing well.
I think it's a
And
start.
I have a whole book. Yeah, exactly. There's a whole book of
Yeah.
criticism for him, and he's
It
flipping the
could be,
page. So let's keep that.
We're winning.
Yeah.
I guess that's all I care about.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else is winning? Brandon Marsh.
Yes.
Brandon Marsh is winning.
More than winning.
Dog. What a dog.
Brandon Marsh is a fan of
I might buy a
Phanatics.
dog and name it Marsh.
By the way, everybody, Brandon Marsh views our Instagram stories. Just saying.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
he's a big fan of us.
big fan. And
Um,
that's a lot to be.
probably because we worship him.
We post him more than anybody, so
Yeah, we do.
he's kind of the favorite of the group right now. I think he's kind of been
It's
carrying
the
the
beard.
team.
It's the
Him and
beard for
Trey.
me.
Oh my goodness, and the wet hair.
I enjoy a good beard.
Yeah.
That's why Nick doesn't like me anymore.
Yeah, that's why I don't talk to you anymore. It's why we don't talk as much. But yeah, I mean, I don't have numbers in front of me. You probably do, don't you, Zach?
No. Of what,
You
Brandon
don't?
Marsh? I
Yeah.
do, but I just have to pull him up. What do you want to know? Everything?
Just tell me everything.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, the dude's batting 275. It's got what? 5 home runs, 13
I think it's more than
RBIs,
that.
total bases 37, 5 walks, struck out 27 times, which is I think the second highest on the team. But he's also one of the most productive, and I think the first, yeah, the leading strikeout leader is Schwarber, of course.
Oh,
But I mean,
yeah.
his slug is 536, which is the highest on the team. Um, I, he's not really doing anything wrong at the plate. Every at bat I walk up or he walks up and I watch it. And I'm just like, the approach is there. He knows where the
Mhm.
pitches are coming, and it doesn't always translate, but he's been hitting the ball all over the field. Like I said, I walked into the game and I was staying at the top, walking, waiting to get to my seat. They don't let you walk in until the batter's done,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he hit the home run, and I was like, all right, like can I go down now? Like, I kind of figured he was going to hit the ball. It wasn't going to be a strikeout and a long at bat. So I think he is early season leading MVP right now. I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to argue
For
between him and Trey, but
Alec Baum's playing really well too.
yeah, he's a
Got him.
sleeper
Um,
too.
yeah. I feel like Alec Baum's hitting 295.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know how to read this stat. Hang on, the thing's all messed up on this. But I mean, other than I feel like those are your three. I guess Marsh, Trey, and Alec Baum right now for at least being productive. You know you're going to get something out of them.
Yeah.
This
Bats were so slow. Marsh was still like you could always count on him to do something at the plate, regardless if it was a home run or not. I think he's going it.
he hasn't slowed down yet. Um, which the the idea that if you look at some of the best players in baseball and you compare their stats to Brandon Marsh, they're all very similar, which is just a crazy concept.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody at this point thought we would be sitting here talking about Brandon Marsh being one of the best players on the team. At
Kind of
least
saw it
not.
last year flashes, but not like this.
No.
Mm-mm. Not streaks like this.
Hmm. How about the other night when he elbowed that little dude in the head and he gave him the ball
Yeah.
after? Like, what a man, he just gets
Yeah.
it. Like, what a Philly guy.
He's that
I would have. And his dad had a Marsh jersey on.
Yeah, yeah, he's got
Yeah.
people barking.
Yeah. Yeah.
people bark.
I don't bark,
People
but
barking.
people do.
All right. So I want to talk pitching, and I want to talk Turnbull, and I want to talk Walker, and I want to talk about my sadness that's going to happen in a few days. So
How do you
enlighten me.
why, how do you know? Why do you think?
Because they're not just going to have him come back and not go right into starting. It
That's
doesn't
so
mean that they're not going to have like a 6-man rotation, I guess, but
Yeah,
which would be
and
good
with
for
the
Nola. Nola does well
you
under
know
6-man rotations.
Taiwan Walker's agent is Scott Boras. You think Scott Boras wants his $18 million pitcher to walk out there and go to the bullpen? There's some politics that
No.
come involved. That has to happen. It's business. And I would love to see Taiwan Walker go to the bullpen and just stay there because Spencer Turnbull has absolutely earned the right in my mind. The guy has just been lights out. Like new city, new town. Who cares? He's just throwing the rock, and people
yeah,
are missing. I love
And
what he's doing.
I mean, he's been a pleasant surprise because I remember sitting here talking about how nervous we were about having like who's going to be the fifth starter. Well, he's pitching a lot better than what most fifth starters can do.
He's pitching a
I
lot better
mean,
than most aces on staffs.
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
And I get it; it's early, but
it's 4 starts and he has an ERA at 1.23.
yeah.
yeah,
And with this lineup, that team should be able to win every game. he pitches if he
Yeah.
stays like that. So, I mean, this guy is a career 4.3 ERA type of guy, and I don't know what it was. Maybe he really did just need to get out of Detroit, negative city, a lot
Maybe
of cars and murder. Maybe he just needed to leave. I don't know, but
A lot of
because
it
bad
Philly.
seems
things. Detroit.
because Philly's better.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's helping, and I know that Zach's right. It's a politic thing. Oh, I just realized that Spencer Turnbull's nickname is Red Bull, and that makes me happy.
That's why
Me
you like
So
it even more.
yeah, I now like him even more. Spencer.
hmm
All right.
But I think I saw that Turnbull didn't pitch more than like 60 innings in the past 2 years, right? Something like that, because he had Tommy John, and then he was coming off of that. So maybe that's the whole thinking that he's at this point right now a bullpen guy. But I don't know, man. I would at least ride him out till he blows a start or something. At least, I mean, have we lost with him on the
And
mound?
that's no, I don't think
No,
so. But
we
that's such an
we
off.
did the first city connect, didn't we? No, he was on the second one.
Yeah, he's stuck on it.
Yeah, but that's such an awful thing to do. Oh, you lost your first game after you pitch perfect. Here's Taiwan,
Right.
That's so.
who's
Who
can't
hasn't done anything in his rehab stint. He really hasn't.
I he's a ginger. That's a pretty cool advantage.
Yes.
His middle name is Ketchum.
Catch him
That's pretty. Yep,
Spencer
that's pretty
Ketchum
cool.
Turnbull. That's pretty
Yeah,
wild.
that's
That's a
that's
base,
pretty
that's a
cool.
baseball name right there.
And his nickname is Red Bull, as I just established. And he's good at baseball, so I say we should keep him in
I say.
just for to catch him alone. That's a cooler name than Taiwan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I might not even call him Spencer anymore. He's just
What are
catch
you gonna
him,
call him? Red Bull.
catch him,
Okay.
just catch him, like Ash catch
Got
him. He's
Ketchum
playing
out on the
Pokemon
mound
out.
today.
He's playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Catch them all.
But I mean, Taiwan's gonna get the start, and it's gonna go really bad. Hopefully, it's similar to how his last year starts went, and the team could actually score for him.
Yeah.
Because I'm nervous to see if he could even last the inning, yet alone.
Yeah. Like, what happens if he goes out there for his first start and he just can't get out of the first inning? What happens
He
then? That's
puts
a
you
big
put
discussion.
Spencer in, right?
I would
I
hope
mean,
so.
he's going to be in the bullpen, right? He'll be rested.
Eh,
Should
Uh,
he'll
have been
be
his
there.
start
it's
anyway.
it's a scary concept, but it's something we're gonna have to live. And
What game does he
it's
come back?
I forget what they said. I have to.
Yeah.
I think
it
it's the weekend sometime. I think it's either Friday or Saturday.
versus the Padres.
Yeah, I think that's what it
Oh, he's
was.
gonna get murdered. That's gonna go
Great.
well.
Hopefully not.
He's gonna get murdered. He's going to literally give up home runs after home runs. Are you still looking? Is that what you're doing, or are
I was
you
going to, but I can't
just
find
distracted by
it.
life or something?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay.
Padres. I'm
I was
trying to
Alright.
find it. Nola
answer.
is
We
that
need
game.
we need full commitment here, Zach.
I got you.
Full commit.
I don't know. They don't I don't think they have him listed yet because they don't know who's going to start Taiwan or Spencer yet.
But
That's
it
what
would
I'm
be
sitting
probably
here struggling
versus
with.
the Padres.
They have Taiwan Walker game 3 against the Padres against Michael King. That's what they have right now. That's on Sunday or no? Yeah, Sunday. Yeah,
Hmm.
He's not
that's
gonna make it out of the
ESPN.
first inning. He's not gonna make it out of the first inning. Not having to go against Machado with a 91
Tatis.
mile per hour fastball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's gonna get
not a fun time.
like hit all the way to space.
Yeah. It's not gonna be pretty.
I'm not watching that game.
So we all not watch it.
Yeah, boycott
I
it.
can't.
Yeah.
Get
I
the views
can't
down.
promise.
We'll become A's fans. I'm just
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that. This isn't 1956.
Come on, Zach. You gotta get on board.
we're on Team Ace. Big Las Vegas fans.
If the A's are playing the Braves, which I think weren't they playing them tonight?
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to other teams lately. I've been
No,
so distracted with
The A's played the Yankees in
everything
game.
else.
The
Oh, so
Braves
they're gonna
play
lose too.
The
So
Braves played the Marlins, so same thing.
all right. Well, anyway, let's because we're talking about how Turnbull's going to be in the bullpen. We can talk about the bullpen and the confidence in the bullpen, which I have none of.
0.
Yeah, it's been shaky. I mean, if unless these starters go 7+ innings, it's kind of like, what are we gonna get? You know?
It's been going. It's been looking good. Some of them go 7, which I've been liking. But then you get your bullpen, and you never know what
Well,
you're
I
gonna
think
get.
Sir Anthony's been the biggest question mark. I think him and
And we knew that
Soto's been
coming
there
into
too.
it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's it's not good to see. Not good to see,
No.
especially when other guys are pitching good in the bullpen. We can exclude Pinto because that was kind of I don't
That
think
was a
that's going
fluke
to
thing.
last. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was just like just to have me say Rochester on a podcast happily. I think that's all that was.
That was a shout out to the hometown around
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I think that's all that was. Yeah, I have a good example of how bad the bullpen is. You were at a game that had a no hitter going, Zach,
Oh my god.
and they almost blew a no hitter.
I did not think it was going to be possible.
Yeah.
I Red Bull
I
number
mean, I
two.
knew Wheeler wasn't going to get there because of his pitch count. I was watching it creep up, and I was like, "It's not going to happen." I know they're not going to let him go the full, but to watch that, I mean, to give up that many, it was 9-0,
Yeah.
9-0, and I like whatever they give up a run or two, that's fine, you know, but 5 runs. I mean, I was this close to sitting back down in my seat just
Yeah.
I
to
would
see
have.
what else happens. But I didn't want to put myself through that pain, so I decided that if it happens, I'm going to run fast and stand up in the concourse.
It was bad. I mean,
I literally thought I
it,
was living in my mind a wasted Wheeler start. Like I'm very big on that. You can't waste those starts. I thought I was living it, and I was like, I cannot. I can't do this.
I'm literally watching
It was
this game right now.
I
I'm like,
literally heard men in the bathroom because I was close to the bathrooms where I was standing at the end of the game. I heard men yelling some crazy things. I did not know what was going on in there, and I was like, "Wait, they're still listening to the game. They hear the call in the bathroom still. They were yelling like, what the is going on?' kind of thing.
wait a minute, wait a minute. So, do men normally make weird sounds in the bathroom? Is that a normal thing, or is that?
maybe at
Is
Citizens
it,
Bank, that's a normal thing.
yeah, I mean it's a good question because anything
Are
is
you sure they
possible
were
there.
watching baseball?
I hope so because they were making some very loud noises and they were very angry. So if there was something going on, that was not what I wanted to visualize, Nick.
They could be very unpleasant. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the first time. Anyway, um,
Jesus.
um, so we're not confident in the bullpen then.
No,
No.
not
No,
extremely.
Full answer. No.
but didn't they get ranked to be the best bullpen in baseball? Wasn't that said? And
They
then
sure.
somebody on this podcast, somebody said, no, they're not. They're definitely not, and that was me.
Yeah, that was you, and I think
Hmm,
we were both high on them.
I don't,
I
I
think
don't remember.
she doesn't
It was
recall. She
actually
was,
me and somebody else who agreed, but
Oh,
we don't need to talk about that
yeah, we don't.
for
but we agreed, Madison,
for
and I still
publications.
think we can be the best bullpen in baseball. I still think that's there.
Yeah, because I guess Spencer Trimble is going to end
Come
up
on,
eating
back
up
me
a
up,
lot of
damn it.
innings.
Yeah, well, Spencer Turnbull's about to eat up some innings, apparently.
He's going to have to pitch a lot. Um,
He's gonna have to
so
pitch about 6 innings of every Taiwan Walker start.
All right.
he's going to probably like 8 innings.
Yeah,
So my next one I want to talk about the positive note. Future Cy Young Award winner, the best pitcher on the Philadelphia Phillies, Ranger Suarez. So Ranger is one. He's the most calm, collected person in the world,
hmm
Yeah.
and he's a beautiful human being. What do you think, Zach?
I think he is stunning looking, to say the least.
Yes,
But
yes.
on the mound, especially, I mean, I don't know a pitcher that I've seen in my lifetime, at least, that is that calm. Like,
Yeah.
just every ball that's hit to him doesn't look like it's a hard play. Just picks it up in the backyard, dusts it off a little bit, throw it over to Bryce, and it's all good. I
Yeah.
and then the fact that he's a pitcher, he doesn't throw, he pitches. Like his curveball is ridiculous. His changeup when it's working is an equalizer kind of pitch, and then he throws a cutter into righties, and all it does is jam them up. They can't take it anywhere. So I'm really confident. At least this, I think he's the best lefty in baseball right now. I haven't really
That's
looked at the
that's
righties.
pretty
I think
accurate.
lefty wise, he is the best lefty pitcher, starting pitcher in baseball. He didn't. He's not. He doesn't throw 100. He doesn't have to. He just
He
No.
pitches, puts his
reminds
pitches where he wants.
Yeah.
he reminds me of a Andy Pettit like pitcher.
Hmm.
And I mean, maybe that's just my New Yorker talking, but from watching a lot of Andy Pettit, you see a lot of that in Ranger. He's
Hmm.
and it was always a pleasure to watch Andy pitch, and it's
Hmm.
always a pleasure to watch Ranger pitch. It's just he's
Yeah.
just so he has everything working. And I
Yeah.
just I mean he
It's his attitude. It's the way
yeah
he himself. It's all of it.
yeah. It's
The
just like you
pressure
don't.
is not there. It's not work for him.
Mm.
It's a game, and he's good at it.
And it's
Yeah.
been like that since he got called up, even when he was in the pen.
Hmm. Yeah.
Anytime he came out, there was never a second that you go, wow, I'm nervous of Ranger pitching.
Hmm.
Like, ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish we had that in the bullpen now, just not him. But
Yeah.
he's just. I understand that Zach Wheeler's the best pitcher on this team. I'm not an idiot. But I
Maybe the
know
best pitcher
that,
in baseball.
yeah, except Ranger.
Who Cutter Crawford?
Yeah, Crawford.
He's been ridiculous. So
Let's see.
gotta give him that.
Yeah, I. It's probably Wheeler, but yeah, I mean Ranger is just pleasure to watch.
He's
Pleasure.
definitely
Hmm.
there near Wheeler. Let's just say that he's been
He's getting some. He's
nothing.
getting some money. He's
Yeah.
getting some
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a big time payday, and hopefully it's with us and not with somebody else.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully it's with.
I'll cry and I'll
We can't.
cry. Can't let homegrown talent leave. I'm against it.
Yeah.
Well, when you
Um,
have Bryce Harper saying you're basically the 1C, you're gonna get paid. I think.
I've been
Rather
saying
keep
that
your
before
honest.
Bryce Harper, so let's
No,
get me
and
sweetener.
you're absolutely right. I think you and I mean, I don't know about Madison. I can't speak for her, but I was saying this back in the first playoff run, the World Series run, that this guy does not look like anything bothers him, and that's the kind of pitcher you want. Like it's Zach Wheeler, nothing bothers him. Shrug it off, and he's on to the next
Yeah.
pitch. Aaron Nola pops a home run, and then he throws 4 or 5 scoreless innings. Ranger Suarez is the same kind of guy. He might give up a home run every now and then, but it's just back to what I'm doing, back to what I'm doing good. And the he paints with a baseball. It's not like just throw the ball over the plate. He knows where he's putting the ball, and it goes there. So that's something that a lot of pitchers, and especially majors, they can't do because they just throw hard. He doesn't throw hard. He could probably throw 97. I bet you he could, but he doesn't have
Wasn't
to.
he doing that when he was in a bullpen?
Yeah,
He was
and
throwing
that's
pretty
what
high.
bullpen guys have to do. But then they
Yeah,
realize we got a damn good starting pitcher here. Let's tone it down a little bit
yeah.
and just let him.
Yeah.
So I mean, best pitching staff in baseball.
I think so. Right now, I mean, I saw stats earlier, and I think it was. Let me see if I can pull it up again. Did I screenshot it? I don't think I did. Um, so this was since ERA became official stat in both leagues in 1913. Only one MLB team has had its starters combined for 40 plus strikeouts with an ERA of .25 or lower in a 5 game span. That one team is the Philadelphia Phillies during their 5 game win streak. That was 2 games ago. So I mean that right there is a pretty hefty stat. But I didn't save the one that I wanted to. I thought I did.
Now, while you're looking for that, I mean, that's that right there says why Spencer Turnbull should keep starting. That right there says
Mm-hmm.
why this team has 3 number 1 guys. I mean, Sanchez is pitching really well too. Like, all of these stats say that the team shouldn't be idiotic and put in
Mm-hmm.
Walker, but Walker's going to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's a
gotta
shame.
love it.
It's a shame.
Well, I think it's kind of sink or swim.
Maybe he'll
He's not going to.
surprise us. Maybe. I'm trying to be hopeful. Maybe he'll surprise.
Right, and let's think about the positives. Hopefully he does, and we don't have to talk about this again.
Yeah.
You
I'd
know,
rather not talk
that'd
about
be the
this.
best thing. I would love
Okay.
to eat my words about Taiwan Walker and his noodle arm.
Yeah. We'll
But
see.
that's not gonna, it's not going to happen. So, um, I want to talk about the NL East division and how after winning 7 straight games, it feels nice to say, um, we're definitely right there. I mean, so I know Zach was really, really sold on the fact that he thinks this team could win the division.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't so sure about it, but if they're going to keep playing like this, they might actually be able to do so.
We're
Yeah.
a game back right now. The Braves, they just won tonight, so we're a game
Did
back. We
they?
have the same amount of wins as them. Yep, we're 15-8. They're 15-6. They won 2 of 3 from us, so they got the game. But as far as like the overall, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 6th best record wise in all of baseball. We're tied with the Yankees with the same record. Milwaukee's 14-7. Boston or Baltimore's 14-7 too. They're all in front of us. For some reason, I have to look at that deeper. But Cleveland and Atlanta both are better than us as far as losses. Baltimore and Milwaukee both have 7 losses. That's why.
Hmm.
But
Okay, yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
we're a game back in the NL East right now, and
Yeah.
the Braves haven't been looking the best.
Not gonna lie. And I mean, in the beginning of the year or the season, don't think I would have said that we would be where we are.
I think this is one of
Had
the
a
best starts in April we've had for I don't even know a
this is the
while.
best April we've had.
for sure.
We're usually around 500 baseball, and
Right.
it's hard to watch, and it's usually a lot of guys struggling. And we're usually playing a lot more than just being a game behind the Braves in
Yeah.
April. It's a catch up, and we never end up catching up. And got to take advantage of the weak schedule, which they've been doing. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the I mean the Marlins season's already basically over, so they're not going to be able to do anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The Nats season is, I mean, they're too young to be able to make any solid momentum. The Mets are better than I thought they would be,
Yeah.
but they're not.
That's. I don't think they're as good as they are playing.
But yeah, but they still have a really good team. I mean, they spend a lot of money on it.
Mm.
It's just um, but they're definitely performing better than I thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as soon as Strider got hurt, I had a feeling that the Phillies had a chance to win the division.
Yeah.
And now it's just now they just got to keep winning. I mean, we got the. I feel like the Braves will eventually slip up. I mean, they still have probably one of the best lineups in baseball. They still have a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice to win a division and see them play in a wild card series for a change, and
Yeah.
not
Let
have to
them
be
not.
us,
Yeah. Let
and
them
have
not
them
think that
lose
home
before they
field
don't have any
advantage
more
isn't a bad thing.
excuses. Yeah, and us win for we can actually not hear about them complaining anymore about how they had more rest.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. I mean, we have a better record than the Dodgers, and that says a lot
They're
for
better
me.
than us in power rankings and stuff. Like they're looking at a whole lineup, which on paper Yeah, it looks like the Dodgers would sway, but I don't like these power rankings ever, man. I don't think
The power rankings are bad, though. I
they're
mean,
horrible. It's so
Yeah.
opinion biased and like where you live, basically. Like the LA writers are the ones probably doing it. So
and that's not to sit here, like I said, but I mean, the NL West is obviously a lot tougher a division than the NL East. I mean, they have three legitimate teams in there, and then the Giants, and then the Rockies, who don't count, but they have at least three legitimate teams. I mean, and the Padres are right behind the Dodgers. That's why I keep saying that the Padres series could actually be something to
mm-hmm.
show that some of these guys that were actually playing well, because we've we've played some pretty below average teams lately. So I mean, to
But we did what we were supposed to do with them. You
well,
know,
yeah, you
we put
went
them
the
away.
whole. You have to win series. It doesn't matter if we're sweeping or not, as long as you're winning
Mm-hmm.
series.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
they and it's I don't even remember the last time we had a winning streak.
yeah,
It
eight
feels
and
like
two in the
it's
last 10 home games, dude.
it's
Or
been a
11-2,
while.
or 9-2, not 11-2.
Um, but yeah, I don't I don't want to say something and then jinx it, and then the
Yeah.
Braves like
Don't.
end up winning the
Don't.
division,
Yeah, don't do
and
it.
then I don't want to like cause bad luck like with my City Connect shirt or whatever. So I'm gonna stay away from saying anything. But right now things look well. They look good, and that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go watch the Phillies beat the Braves in August, so that's exciting too.
Yes,
So
yes, you are.
so hopefully I get Ranger pitching because that's what I want. But
Fingers
um
crossed.
yeah, so it definitely look like things could start going in the right way. So I was how do you think I think the Phillies are going to win this series versus the Reds. I don't think that's really an issue, but how do you think they will do versus a better team like the Padres on the road?
I think we just need
Um,
to keep up the real. We just need to keep up that offense.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. You just got to keep the foot on the gas and let the ball rip. It's kind of far
Yeah.
away. I kind of want to get through this series first and get that series win, but you know.
I mean, the Reds have a good pitching staff still. We
Hmm.
got to we're about to actually get more into I mean, face some of their better guys the rest of the series, so but I mean, I think we should I think their winning streak is going to come to an end at some point this week before the West Coast series, because they do have some really good starters there. They're so young too. The Reds
Hmm.
are going to be a really good baseball team in a couple of
Yeah,
years,
I'm
but
scared
that's a
when I'm not scared when we play them, but like it's always like it could be a really good game. It should be a really good game.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like
They're
it
not.
was tonight, but they have Ellie De La Cruz batting like what sixth in their lineup. That guy could
Yeah.
be a
yeah.
leadoff hitter. He should be a leadoff hitter. He should be like kind of like a Kyle Schwarber that can run, and
Kyle
have
Schwarber
give you
can run.
12
What are you
triples a
talking
year.
about?
Well, yeah,
Gosh,
now
what
he
was
can. Look at that. Who was saying he couldn't run before, Nick? Huh?
Oh, I can't help it. He lost weight, got sexy, and now he can run.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he looks.
oh
That's the word I
uh,
was looking for earlier. I said he looks sexy right now, running around them bases. That's it. Kyle Schwarber's looking sexy. We're winning the whole thing, guys. Book it.
he looks good. He looks good. See, that's why I'm confused by my City Connect shirt being such bad luck because I got Schwarber. You would think that it would be good luck.
well,
It's
He's a
not.
nope.
traditional guy, though. He's like the old school
True.
pinstripes. You know,
That's right.
He's a
I
pinstripe kind of guy.
I could see him walking up
Sh-
there with no batting gloves, nothing, just big fat lip and just ball, ball. That's what he does. I don't like these singles, man. I want to see his bat start heating up, like power
Well,
wise.
this I think the home runs are coming now and the singles are
Hmm.
gone. So
Yeah,
it was a
I
fun
think
little
that's what's
ride,
happening.
but now it's just home runs. We're
I was
back to
like, you guys
regular
want to see me
Schwartz.
hit for average, right? I'm a leadoff hitter.
I just let me show you that I can do it, but now I
I
want to
can
hit
do
for
it, guys.
50.
Now I'm gonna,
But
yeah.
now I
Who
want to hit
cares
for
about
50.
it?
So
Hmm. Exactly.
um,
It's a mind game. That's what he does to us.
uh,
Kyle
he's
Schwarber.
a very frustrating baseball player. I went. So I think in like 2022, he probably became like one of my favorite players on the team. And then last year, I got so upset by watching him strike out so much that I was like, he's not. I can't deal with it. He's not one of them. I don't like him anymore. And then I'm just sitting there watching him hit home runs, and it's like, how could I dislike a guy who's hitting this many home runs?
Yeah,
It's
So,
frustrating at times. I get it.
so
it is
yeah,
frustrating.
I mean, he was. I mean, who am I to sit here and criticize people for striking out? My favorite baseball player strings that pitches in the dirt. So, I
Are you
can't.
are you going to be on that same wave of the Kyle Schwarber thing after he strikes out 200 times this year? Do you
So
think
I was
do you
already.
think that's a possibility? I mean,
Do I think that Cassie could strike out 200 times?
hmm
No, Cassie's going to end up hitting 280 at some point. We just have to
thank
wait
you.
for it to
All right,
happen.
I
It's
didn't know
just
how
when's it
crazy you
going?
were. I just had to figure out your level right there.
Yeah, it's
Hope
just when's it going to happen?
Yeah.
Because I know that once he gets hot, whenever that may be, even if it's just for a month,
hmm
it's gonna be fun to watch. It's just when. And I feel like as soon as Liam gets out of school, come summer, he plays better when Liam's there.
true.
He does not. He doesn't play well when Liam's not there. Zach, stop coughing. So he. So I think that's the thing. He just needs Liam there. Once Liam's there, he'll be playing well, and you guys can shut up.
Uh,
All right. So
That's good. That's good.
that's what I'm going with.
good.
So do you want to do Zach's question of the week?
Next question.
Jimmy Rollins holds the NL record of most hits by a shortstop in a single season, minimum of 50% of games. Can we expect Trea Turner to come close to that this season with his hot start? Turner leads the team hitting batting average as of Thursday, which now was a few days ago.
hmm Still does.
So he still does that. He's still doing that. So do we? So what do you think? I think yes. I think
Hmm.
yes.
You think
I
so?
agree.
I do.
I don't. I don't. If
No?
you guys can say yes, go say yes first. Let me hear you. All right.
No. I mean,
Because
it's only on the.
as because as much as as much as we're supposed to be like drilled in our head to love J Roll, Trea Turner's a better baseball player than J Roll, and that's why. That's my argument. And Trea Turner is one of the best players in baseball. He's one of the best players I ever seen,
Yeah. Especially
and
when he's.
I love Jimmy. He used to have those dreadlocks. He looked great, and then he shaved them off, and then he didn't look as good. That was his problem. Should have kept those dreadlocks.
It's all about the dreadlocks.
Yeah,
I don't think
that
he.
was the big.
I don't think he can. I don't think he can get close to it, man. I think because of the modern day baseball. I mean, yeah, he plays pretty much every day, but there's still times where he needs that break. Jimmy Rollins played every single day, unless he was absolutely hurt. Like he was playing. There's
Mhm.
like the modern day baseball, these records and stuff like that. They're starting to get a little further and further apart from the modern day baseball player because back then they played every single day. It didn't matter if they had a broken ankle; they were still out there somehow. Um, I just don't see it happening. I see
While we're
not close.
while you're talking about that, and you're talking about modern day baseball and records, what is the most unbreakable record then?
Hmm.
Jimmy
Out of
Henderson's stolen base record, right? Was it
other
Ricky
than you
Henderson?
said Jimmy Henderson, it's
Yeah, I
Ricky.
said Jimmy Henderson, Ricky Henderson.
Um,
That's the
you
most
don't think anyone can break
unbreakable.
that?
I don't think so.
You don't think anyone's ever
Hmm.
gonna break?
No, they tried to make bases bigger so someone could go after it, and Ronald Acuna Jr. is probably the only one that really.
It's not
Him and
even
Trey
that
Turner.
fast.
Yeah, it's not. He
Trey's
just gets a good
faster.
jump. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
those
yeah.
are the only two that
Uh,
have a shot at that. But I don't. I think that's the most unbreakable record.
I think the home run record. I don't think
Single
it's
season or
gonna
career?
singles career. I don't
You
think
think the
anyone's
career
gonna
is
get
harder than the
close.
single season?
No one's gonna be able to get the single season one either.
Yeah, yeah.
There's that was a different time. The record
Talked
was
about it
breaking
earlier.
like yeah, the record was breaking every few years then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
But it's not happening again. Unless if we can get some new steroids that can't be detected.
Right.
It's
something
no one's
wild.
breaking it.
Yeah.
I also this could be the Italian New Yorker in me, but no one's breaking Joe DiMaggio's hit streak. It's not happening.
That's wild.
Mm.
I did on MLB The Show,
That's a
and I
video
don't
game.
see anyone doing it in real life. I'll tell you that much.
No, I just I don't think there's a single person. I don't even think there's a.
What
Could
is
you
it?
imagine getting a hit?
56
Yeah,
games, right?
in
That's wild.
56 games straight every
That's crazy.
day. It's not how hard that is.
That's
Insane.
wild, and that's
And
a
of
thing where
course,
no one took breaks.
yeah,
Who's come close? Do we know?
I don't. I just know
Ichiro,
that that record. Yeah, I think Ichiro was close.
was it
I
40
think
something?
I think he was 40. Yeah, he was in the mid 40s. I
Pete
think
Rose
like
as well
44.
got 40
Yeah,
something.
well, apparently his records don't count anymore, even though he didn't
Oh
have
yeah,
any
that's right.
hit.
Pete Rose doesn't count. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Pete Rose definitely
Sure.
counts. I don't care what anybody says.
It counts.
Curious to see who would be closest.
I
Um,
don't know that. I'd have to really look. Nick's got it.
longest hitting streaks. Joe DiMaggio, 56 games. Willie Keeler, Baltimore Orioles, 45 games. That was a record before DiMaggio,
Yeah, what was
Hmm.
that like?
and it was
54 or
45.
something. Okay.
It was 45.
Hmm.
Almost.
So the record, yeah. I mean, he, and then it was Pete Rose with 44. I'm trying to find the most modern player on this list. It's Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy Rollins is the most
I
modern
was about
player
to
on this
say. I think
list.
it's J Roll.
38 games. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chase Utley is on this list at 35.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, still, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
two
then there's
Phillies. Or then you have Pete Rose too. So
yep, three. Well, he did it with the Reds, but
Hmm.
right, but
he did it in 78.
we'll remember him as a Philly.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
mean,
Screw the Reds.
he's probably more of a Red, but
What did
uh,
what did what did Stott had what 16 or 17 last year?
you know
I think he
what?
had like
There's
a
another Philly
17.
on this list. Whit Merrifield is on this list. He hit 31
Oh
straight games.
yeah,
What?
yeah, that was
Whit is
back.
on the list. That
I
was
love
Was that
2018.
I was about to say somewhere right around 16, 17, 18.
Look at him.
Other than that, for modern players, Freddie Freeman hit 30 straight games.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Zimmerman hit 30. Albert Pujols hit 30 because he could do no wrong.
Mm-hmm. They were probably all home runs.
Probably 30 straight home runs. Um, yeah, those are the most recent guys that played. I can't believe Witt's on the list. I didn't expect that one.
No, I didn't either.
No,
Um,
I didn't think about that.
oh, but yeah, I mean, the closest since then, since 1941, has been Pete Rose. So
interesting.
yeah, so I think Trea Turner's gonna break that this year.
You think he's gonna break that?
I'm
Is that
joking.
all?
I just said
We
it's the
should
hardest thing
talk
to
about his
break.
stolen bases record first.
Stolen base record. Yeah, that's. Oh wait. Oh wait, never mind. That's a. Yeah, no one's coming close. Um, if we want to talk a little bit about the home run thing before we end, there's only like one guy who can probably even come close to breaking single season home run, and that's Judge. And I think he doesn't play enough games because he gets hurt too easily to
Yeah.
actually do that. So if he actually played a full healthy season and Giancarlo was actually hitting well behind him, he would hit for 70 something. But that
I
all
can see
depends
that.
on if everything has to be working. Like Giancarlo would have to be hitting well. Soto would have to be
Person
hitting
in
well in
front
front
of
of
him,
him.
yeah.
Like it would have to be a full thing. But no, I haven't watched a single Yankees game all year. That's
I
a
don't
weird
either.
thing. That's a weird thing
Usually I
for me
do
though.
because like they're close and you know
I can't see any.
yeah.
I have
Oh,
your YouTube TV, so MLB
Well, you don't
TV
want to
blocks
do
me out.
and you don't want to do the like black
I,
market streaming because you'll end
I'm
up like
never
Madison.
using another streaming service again.
please don't. Please don't. Take the
And I have the best virus protection money could buy, but I'm never using another streaming service like that again.
I've blocked that site that I use and it's been gold for me for like 8 years. I won't use it now.
Yeah, my computer's still not fixed.
I think we could probably wrap it up. Um, Otherwise, we're just going to be sitting here talking about records for another hour. So, um, Madison, you know what to do.
So our merch is still up. Make sure you give it a look. There's a variety of things, sizes. Definitely check the store out. And make sure you share our social media pages. We have a Facebook, Instagram. We're always keeping updates on every game. Anything happens, other than games, we're keeping updates on everything. So make sure you check us out, give us a follow, like. Um, yeah, our next podcast I think will be next week. If I'm correct.
Yep. We should be recording on the 28th, but
Yeah,
if I wear that shirt, we're probably recording on the 29th. So we'll see what happens.
for sure. But yeah. So make sure you guys stream us, listen to us, watch us on YouTube. There's plenty of ways to listen to the podcast, to watch the podcast. We definitely want to get those views up. So
Yeah, I think we might be in good. I think we might be all right this week.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I understand why nobody watched last week. I wouldn't even watch.
I
That was a
watch.
train. It was a
It
train
was
wreck.
so
I
fun though.
I watched the last part like 8 times,
I
but
watched.
but other than that, um,
Madison's probably the most viewed because of her FOMO.
It
except
probably
for
was.
FOMO, FOMO
I
gets
watched as soon as that came out.
She was the
FOMO gets
first
real
one.
sometimes. No,
FOMO
I
is
was the
real.
first one actually, but
Oh,
because I
Yours
clicked
didn't
on it
count,
first.
man.
like what? 2 a.m.
The Zach was the second one because
I
he stays
was.
awake. He's gonna be staying awake until this one comes up. He sits there and then he rushes me like I could control YouTube.
I don't
I
rush.
opened
I
it
just
this
ask
morning. I'm like,
questions.
you guys are up at 3 a.m. What are you doing?
He
I
sits there. He
Well,
waits.
I sleep for like a good 45 minutes solid, and then I'm up for an hour, and then I got an hour and a half. And I don't sleep well.
Whoa, wait a minute. You guys sleep? That's a
all
thing.
right.
Well, I consider shutting my eyes sleeping. I don't know if I'm at REM sleep. Sorry.
All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
so I think we're out of here. I made it through a podcast without sweating. I think sitting on an ice pack. I think the fan. I think
Wait,
the
sitting
window
on an
being
ice
open.
pack?
I definitely sat on an ice pack. It's really. I took it off somewhere midway through because my butt got way too cold. I don't even know where I put it. Oh, seeing that. This was a thing. This really happened. Uh, um, but I just tossed it. It's gone now. But all right. So that's it. We're out of here. Thank you for listening, Zach. Any words?
Welcome back, Madison.
There you
And
Clap,
go.
Nick.
So,
Damn it.
sorry,
Mhm.
I zone out easily. All right. Bye.
bye.